Hello everybody, this is Barry from DadDoesDrums, and as you can see, the angle of my phone is pretty crazy, even more so than my last video on my second set of hi-hats. So here my phone is literally taped hanging from a crash cymbal just so I could hone in on what I want to show you, which is no, not my snare, but this new red piece I bought here. For those not familiar, it's called a rim riser. Comes in a couple different colors. I thought the red was nice. And it works as an alternate for your cross sticking. So instead of doing your standard, you get to raise your stick up a bit. Now, this sounds different clearly. This attaches by just taking out one of your lugs and replacing it with the kit. Has two longer size lugs. I guess one is longer than the other for deeper shelled snares, but mine was a standard size, so the shorter of the two longer lugs fit here, and it clamped down to the right tension of my other lugs, although I did not drum tune it per se. It sounded good to me, and it's tight enough. I could twist it if I want, but it's on good enough for normal usage. And so this is how it works. It just sits on the rim, tightened down, and it just gives you more options, much like my second hi-hat gave me options, which is actually right above this hi-hat. This gives you two different tonalities. Your standard, and you could find where your sweet spot is, depending. Some people like more or less. This one has a slightly higher, a little more metallic sound. Or, really, my snare is very ringy, which I happen to like. But here's the big benefit. When you hit the rim riser, you have the ability to strike without having your fingers on the snare at all. You can get lazy and let them hit, but if you're very sensitive about it, and it's very hard to do with your standard way, because then you really got to grip your stick in a kind of way that is half up the stick, and it's just, you could do it, but it's, 90% of the time there's going to be at least a couple of fingers lying on the head, which, even if you didn't want to, it reduces the ring of your snare, and generally the tone, if you want. You get the best of both worlds here. You get the different sound, which I don't actually like as much as the more clocky sound. It just has a more Latin feel that I love. However, I love different sounds, alternating sounds. Two different hi-hats, bell, bow on your snare, on your cymbal, two different cowbells. I just love it. So this is just another pairing. And so I could take a standard Latin beat like a bossa nova, and that's your kind of like 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and right, repeating 2 bars. And its standard goes like this. Sizzle is kind of added. But what if I just wanted to accent the 1? Again, much like my other video, this is literally the first time I'm playing with my rim riser. I haven't really figured out the best way of holding it, the best exact position on the stick that I love, or how to control the ring. I have noticed in the 5 minutes I've been here, though, a few cool things they could do, which is, even if you don't like the sound, one of the things you could normally do with your snare is you can do, but you mute this a lot, but if you do it on the rim riser, get a lot more ring. Some of the ring comes from the tuning and some of it comes from the basement I'm in. But I do love the options. And so for 15 bucks or 20 bucks or whatever this costs, it's just another gateway to another sound with almost no effort. I'm all about efficiency. I keep a tight kit and I don't like to move too much. In the words of a lot of metal drummers, I'm not a real vertical drummer. I don't smash stuff up and down a lot. I'm not part of a heavy metal band. I like to just move around the kit with almost no motion, if possible. And that's just cool to me. Whether it be for rock or Latin or something in between, just having another fixed sound that doesn't get in the way of anything else you want to do, to me is awesome. So props to Rimriser. Even if it's only used once in a while, certainly something worthwhile. It just doesn't get in the way. Anyway, that's your latest tip from Dad Does Drums. I hope to show you the next thing I have whenever I buy that, or just a general drum video. Anyway, until the next, it's Barry from Dad Does Drums.